Let's get to our second problem, which is called simplify path. So imagine any Linux system or Unix system. How do you get to any directory that is in this path? Imagine there is a home slash pix slash h. Yeah. So how do you go here? You say cd home and then cd pix, then cd h, right? But if you want to come back, how do you do that? You do that by saying cd dot dot, right? So imagine, so they are saying that if there is a Unix style system file or Linux style system file, a single period or like a single dot represents the current directory. A double dot represents the previous directory. That's why when you click on cd dot dot, you go to the earlier directory, which is like if you are in H, if you click cd dot dot, you'll go to pix, and if you then click dot dot, you'll go to home, and if you then click dot dot, you'll go to your root directory, right? So if there are multiple slashes like double dash or triple dash, doesn't matter, because like if it's cd, sorry, uh, if it's slash home double slash pix, still doesn't matter. It'll just be slash home slash pix, right? Even a triple dash doesn't matter. And triple dots are a valid directory, by the way. It's double dot and single dot are only the functional values. Triple dot is a valid directory. Yeah. So the question is, can we the question is, if we give a, let's take few examples that are given in the path or in the problem. So if there is slash home slash, then it will become slash home. If it's slash home slash slash four slash as this thing, your double slash goes around and it will be just slash home slash four. And if it's slash home slash user double dot, because it's double dot, what do? You skip the earlier directory, right? So it's slash home slash user slash 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 pix. As I told you, cd double dot will take you to a earlier directory, right? So yeah. And then if it's double dot slash slash, you just go to the earlier directory. And let's take this example. Triple dot doesn't mean anything. It actually means like a directory name. So yeah, because there is a double dot, you remove this one. Then there's B. Then there is C, but there is double dot. So you remove the C. Then there is D, and there's a single dot. So you just add D to it. So it's triple dot B uh, slash D. So yeah, uh, that's the main problem. How do you think we should approach this? uh yeah, I think let's write like an algorithm here first. So if you have home slash dot dot something pix, then dot slash h, okay? So any directory that comes before dot dot, you have to remove it, right? So we need some kind of data structure where we track all the directories that come along, and anytime you see a dot dot, you remove one of the directories, actually the one that is right behind the dot dot, right? So what do you think a good data structure for this would be? Stack, right? Imagine there is a stack and there are different directories uh, every time you come. So like uh, imagine there are no first think of splitting this out into a list. So what does the list become? It becomes home comma dot dot comma pix comma dot. comma h, right? This is our list. So if we iterate through our list, first comes home. Home is a directory. It's not a dot dot, it's not a single dot. So you just add it to the stack. It becomes home. uh Actually, let me, stack is um as I told you, stack is a last in first out data structure. So whenever there is uh, imagine if this is our array, home dot dot pix dot dot h, right? So what is our so actually let's imagine home a b c. What do you think our stack would look like? So whatever you enter goes at the last. So it first becomes home, then you enter a, then you enter b, then you enter c. And whenever you pop, what will come out first? C will come out first, then b, then a, then home, right? So that's how a stack looks. And why do you think we need stack? It's because whenever you see a dot dot, it has to pop the last thing that it sees, right? So we need a stack so that we save each directory that comes along. But whenever you see a dot dot, it pops the earlier directory that it just saw, right? So yeah, um, yeah. So let's just now write our algorithm. So it would look something like this, where we have fun simplify path. It takes a path which is string and it returns another string, right? Final path. So what do you think the first thing we should do is? We should first get rid of all the slashes, right? And we need something like an array that can track all the directories or all the dot dots dots whatever they have in the string, right? So how do you think we should do that? I think the easiest way would be split. Split is a function that's in Java and Kotlin. uh, it takes an argument where it should break up all the given, it should break up according to the given string. The given string is called, I think, delimiter. So that's the string that is used to break up all the parts. And then there is, you have to then filter out, I think it even it's better to do it here. um yeah. Then just look for whatever the parts are uh, not empty. This will filter out. So like imagine if there is if there is something like slash 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 dot dot slash dot dot slash, all these slashes will uh, all these gaps also will come into this thing. Or like if there are spaces, if there's got dot empty space and then there is another slash, so you can remove these things because like empty spaces are also added into the array, right? So this removes that. And then you just have to do a to list to make it all a list. And once you get your parts, which is your directories, so like if you have slash home slash dir, then you'll have your and like some empty thing, and like I don't know, two dots and then one dot. You will have a list where it will say home dir, no empty space, double dot, and single dot. This will become your final array, right? So once you get here, you declare your own stack, which is you can just be like list of, or there is a provision. You can just be like list of, or actually mutable list of. Or you can declare a stack too, no problem. So once you get it, you iterate on your directory. Uh, so like if you take part in parts, right? If your part equals to a single dot, you don't have to do anything. So continue. Else if your part is actually equals to a double dot, then what do? You actually remove from the stack, right? So if stack is not empty, then stack dot pop, which pops the last element in the directory. Or else you just have to, if it's not pop, then you just have to push it, so that push that part to that. So like if you have dot dot, you remove the dir, but like you push, you first see home, you push it to the stack, then you see dir, because it's not dot dot, you push it. When you see this dot dot, you pop this dir thing. When you do this thing, you don't do anything. So finally your stack will have just home, right? And finally you just return your, initially you will add a slash at the first point, and then do your stack dot join to a string, and you use a string separator, which is equals to the slash, right? And this will give you a final uh, output. So if you have something like home dot dot dir dot uh, k slash dot dot slash h. So how do you think the algorithm will work? So first thing, it will split all these things. So it will become home, comma dot dot, comma dir, comma dot, comma k, comma dot dot, comma h, right? Then it will add these two stacks. So it will add home because it sees a dot dot. It will, so if you think this is our stack, it will first add home. Then because it's a dot dot, it will remove it. Then it will add the dir to the stack. Then it will see the dot. It doesn't do anything with dot. Then it will see the k, so it will add above the dir. Then it will see a dot dot, so it will pop the k, and then it will see a h and add it to h. And once it adds it, it takes the entire stack to join it. So your stack will have the values dir comma h. So you'll have slash dir slash h slash. I think you won't have slash at the end actually. It'll just be slash. Yeah, and that should be your result. Uh, yeah, yeah. Just to recap, so imagine the simplified path with path and return takes a string and returns a string. Our initially we'll just split the given path, and then we filter it so that none of it is empty. Then we convert it to a list. Then we take a stack or a list, then mutable list, I mean. Then we iterate on each uh, part, and if the value is just a dot, we just continue. If it's a double dot, then we check if stack is not empty, then we just pop it. Otherwise, we push it, and ultimately we initially add a slash, then join everything with a slash, and return that as a result. Yeah, that should